Thanks for taking a few minutes to check out this video. It's going to be featuring the Premier Trader University's Trend Jumper free trading system, the free version of the paid version that you can download for free simply by entering your email address in. And once you do that, you'll head over to this page here where you'll be able to download everything you need. It's for the MetaTrader, TradeStation, NinjaTrader. It comes with the installation files, the templates, how to install everything, some trading videos, as well as a user guide. So you have your trade plan and some training here. And then here's a walkthrough video that you'll also see. The trade plan comes in PDF form, and you can see that right here. And trade plan just basically tells you how to trade the system. And in this example, we're going to walk through the Dow E-Mini, the 5-minute chart. That's what this plan is for. It also covers the daily chart of the Euro-US dollar Forex pair for swing traders. So we're going to walk through a week of trading that just occurred using exactly what it tells you to do in the trade plan. And just so you know, we're not going to be cherry picking. It is what it's going to be. And let's get started. Now, this trade plan starts at 8:20 Chicago time, which is, for me, it's the 9:30, well, 9:20 Eastern time. Okay, so in just walking through this, we see that there's no setup right at our trading open. Okay, but our first setup here occurs right here. Now, the great thing about this, even the free strategy, is it actually shows you entries, targets, stops on the chart. So there's really no guesswork involved. Now, I'm not going to walk through the entire rule set that comes with this, simply because it'll just take too long. But I'm just going to tell you that there are adjustments that we do make, and there's all outlined in the free PDF that you can download, the free trade plan. Usually it's just going around and adjusting around support, resistance levels, and certain prices, 0 and 5s, the 50s, the 100s, those kind of things, okay? So this is the first setup that we have right here. And you can see the trade triggers in at this point right here on this spike down. The stop is right here. Now the stop is at 16439. One of the numbers you want to adjust around are the 0 levels, just by a point. And this goes up to 16440, but you want to adjust around that 0. So there's actually a 2-point adjustment on here. Okay, now you want to make sure you're not adjusting around too much. You can be ripping into your profits a little bit too much and making your risk something pretty large. So you want to have a rule. Generally 3 is the highest you're going to want to go. Maybe 4, depending on what kind of range you're looking at trading into. Okay, so anyways, this trade sets up, it triggers in. Now, if it didn't trigger in, there's a cancellation method that occurs. So once, say, there's a cross, there's a cancellation of the trade, but we're already triggered into this trade. So we're in the trade. You do see a setup here. The free version, you want to keep it simple, keep it nice and basic. This would be considered an add-on trade that you can see goes to total target. But we're not going to cover those, and it would definitely increase how this week turned out. Anyways, this trade heads down 53 points. Our power of quitting, which gets you out of the market. Some people like to overtrade, and eventually what happens there, they overtrade their account into oblivion. So plus 53 points on this one trade on the 5-minute chart. Okay, and this occurred on January 6, 2014. Let's scroll ahead to our next trading session. And once you go through the free PDF download, you'll see exactly what we mean by the power of quitting. Right here, we actually get a loser. And this trade actually sets up at 9:10. There's something that's called a get in sync. This is a trade you may or you may not have gotten in sync with. For this demonstration, I did, and it actually turns out to be a loser. Now, what I did on this candle right here, this big spiky candle, actually went down to a 1-minute chart, just so we could see how this formed, whether it which came first, basically the chicken or the egg, the spike up or the spike down. All right, because if it's the spike up, it's a little bit different, because what happens is you hit the second level here where you get to manage this trade. But it didn't. It actually goes down, and you would have got stopped out. Okay, so just keeping it real, this is minus 20. And even though it does rip up to the upside, you're not on that trade. That's just how it goes. And that's what happens if you follow the trade plan, you follow the rules. What's going to happen is going to keep you out of emotion type of trading, where people start buying the highs, buying the highs, buying the highs, and eventually they get bit. All right. We've got a small trade rule, and that's exactly what happens on this one right here. Okay, that small trade rule will be explained, but on this trade here, you only get +1, even though you do see that it does go to the target. What happens here, it rallies up, and it's a small setup, so there's certain rules. Now, even though it does get up to here, we only get +1 in this trade, which is stopped out. Okay, this trade here doesn't trigger in. That's good, right? Would have got stopped out anyways if you did get triggered in. You can see the entry right here. The entry was at 16488. Next trade comes around here. It's actually another small trade, and here's where you see the rule play out. Looking at +15 on small trade rules. Lock in +1 at +10. This one actually goes to its target, so you get +15 on this. So, you know, we started out as a loser. We do end up on this day a winning session. Scroll over, but not much of a winning session, that's for sure. This trade here, once again, I had to go down to a lower time frame chart just to see how everything pans out. Now, it could have possibly just ripped it upside like we saw on the other trade, but it doesn't, and that's just the way it goes. This trade here is actually an entry at 56. You want to adjust around the 5 level to 54. It doesn't really matter anyhow. It doesn't even get to the entry here. This one, once again, get +15 on this. First target is actually a 20. This trade goes up to +15. Are you going to let it come all the way back and stop you out? Probably not. These big trades are a gift. All right, so you get +15, even though it gets pretty close to the first target at +20. This is the day the FOMC minutes were coming in. We're also trading into the doldrums. Now, even though not trading the doldrums is not part of the plan, when you're looking at FOMC minutes coming out, you know, it's not as big as the actual FOMC meetings, but it's, you know, it's still a red report over at Forex Factory, but it's not something you want to trade. So, using some common sense there, you would be trading in that little mess. But you do see what happens after that. We do get a trade that sets up, but you know, for me, I'm not even going to count this trade, even though it is a winning trade. It's just not going to count it. Not something I would trade anyhow. So I'm being very conservative here, as you can tell. If you can't see this kind of structure here, then of total ranging price action, this is not something you really want to be trading into. So I want to make sure, if you're going to trade into this, make sure you make some adjustments. Okay. Structures, that's what you do here. So you would still take this trade if it broke above this line here. It doesn't. So there's no need to worry about that, but it would come out and it would stop you out for a loss. You come back around, here's your short setup right here. Entries at 08, no adjustment needed. Goes right down to target +48. Definitely power of quitting right there. Nice session. Scrolling forward here. Start time is in this way. This is at 9:15. However, that's not our start time yet, right? This trade gets canceled right here. Right there's the cancellation of the trade. We would start trading right here at 9:20 when this candle closes here. Here's the next setup. It comes back around. Look at that. It's a short. And this trade actually is it's a good little trade here. And here's the thing. The entry's at 96, 95, 94. So you want to go around to the 94 level. You have this swing low here. But look at the entry on the low on this candle is actually 90. How far down are you going to adjust? You know, you're already given up from 96 to 94, right? 2 points there. You can adjust another 4 or 5. Don't think so. +44 anyhow, and that's the session on there. Pretty straightforward. So overall, this is how that week pans out. I mean, once you subtract our losses, it's 164 points on a Dow E-Mini at $5 a point. Took a total of 7 trades, you know, round trip commission, $5, so maybe it's $35 in commissions, and you can just do the math here. So that's that. So I'm going to show you up that link again where you can download this strategy for free, and much luck.